Yo, today we're gonna talk about the new character in Zenless Zone 0, Qingyi, and if you really need to save for this character. I would start by saying that the answer for this question will not be yes for everybody, and it really depends on your account. And that's why we're gonna talk about every possible scenario in only 4 minutes. And disclaimer, all of this is just from the media server, so it's only early access and some things are subject to change. But of course, the kit as a whole mostly won't be changed. So first, to know if the character is really worth it, let me tell you about her kit as fast as possible. As always, I'm not gonna waste your time. Since this is not a guide of Qingyi, I'm going to give you a general thing. You need to fill this bar on the top left by using your third basic attack, and her third basic attack can be used permanently. So all you have to do is keep using your left click or your basic attack and you will fill this meter. Now the reason why you have to fill it at 70% here is to use her charge attack and get this powerful attack that will make her get a debuff on the enemy and make him get more damage when he's stunned. So she's basically a stun character that can buff your team's damage with a big percentage. And the rest of her kit in terms of abilities and ultimates is just doing damage. So the playstyle will basically be to build days on the enemy using her abilities, using her third basic attack, and of course when you close to stunning the enemy, you use your charge attack to get this buff, and then you can use your main DPS to deal an insane amount of damage. The thing is, she will buff your DPS to do some insane amount of damage if it's a burst DPS. So basically, if you're using a DPS that needs to be on field for sometimes to do the whole DPS as a burst DPS, she will be insane. And that will take me to if we really need to save for her. And let's talk about every single scenario. If you got Zhu Yuan and you like her playstyle, there is no question you need to get Qingyi, and this team is basically her best in slot. So Zhu Yuan can get the most out of this character. And since she can, any other character that is a burst DPS can be used with Qingyi. And so she's kind of a universal character, and she can replace Ambi, for example, in most teams. So you will never really be disappointed when you get this character. And also she's future proof because her buff is insane when she add the multipliers when you have a stunned enemy. But there are some other things that can make this character insanely better. So all you want to do with this character is get your third basic attack, and it's easy by getting it by just dodging and you will get it. If you dodge, you will never cancel this animation, and so this character doesn't really punishes you as other characters for styling or doing any other move, because she will always do her best to use her best ability so you can use your charge attack and get everything done. But should every single one of you get this character? I would say no, because as I said, Zhu Yuan and burst DPS characters, they're best in slot, and you also will need her if you only have one character as a stun character. But let's say you don't have Zhu Yuan and you do have, for example, Koleida or Lycon. She will probably not be detrimental, and you will probably need to save for Jane though. We'll talk about them both in another video. But to be honest, basically there is no really much scenarios that makes you really skip this character. It's so straightforward. If you don't have Zhu Yuan and if you don't have another burst DPS, you can actually skip her at this point. And she's really a good free-to-play option because you won't really need every single character to get her. No, it's easy to have a burst DPS in this game, and so she's very free-to-play friendly. The only thing that I will say, okay, it's not the best, it's probably that she doesn't have a lot of options in terms of weapons. Of course, she's not bad without her signature weapon, but her signature weapon makes a lot of difference. This is probably the one problem with her. I think the character is pretty good. She has so much future potential, and I think she's worth it. I will talk about Qingyi and more characters in the future, so make sure to subscribe, because if you don't subscribe now, you're gonna lose your 50-50. Bye bye!